What's up, guys? Hope you've all been doing well, and today I just wanted to make a quick video covering the Create a Class menu in Zombies, what attachments you should be using, and why you need to be utilizing the custom blueprint menu within Create a Class. I've been receiving a lot of comments lately asking what the best loadout is, what attachments you should be using, etc., and the short answer is this. It depends on what you're using and what you want to use it for. Now, back in my day, we never got to customize our weapon attachments, at least not until Black Ops 3 came around, and even then, the attachments were nothing crazy, but they were helpful. Back then, we just had to take whatever we got from the box or bought from the wall and use it until it wasn't good anymore. After that, we needed to hope and pray that we would get a wonder weapon to save us from getting overrun. Today is really no different because after a certain point, regular weapons start to become worthless. Alright. Now, I want you guys to imagine something. You're playing a game of zombies, and it's pretty early on, so you hit the mystery box in round-based zombies, or open a large chest in Outbreak, and a blue light machine gun or assault rifle pops out. You think to yourself, wow, this will really help me build up some points until I can upgrade my other gun. Until you pick it up, and the gun has a 6x scope, a tiny magazine, and who knows what other attachments on it. I bet you didn't have to imagine that at all, did you? Because you know what's happened to you before, I know it's happened to me. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is a problem that we never have to experience ever again. Thanks to the custom blueprint menu, you can go and create a custom blueprint with whatever attachments you want on it for almost every single gun in the game. I know in my last video about this, I said that we get 10 custom slots, but I was wrong. I was so wrong. We get 10 custom slots for each individual weapon, meaning you can have, at the time of making this video, 370 custom blueprints saved in your game without taking up any space in your Create a Class slots. What I would highly recommend doing is taking 30 minutes to go through and make a custom blueprint for every weapon. To do this, just go to the Create a Class section, go to any class, it doesn't matter because we can just change it back to what it was later. Then choose a weapon, apply the attachments, camos, and accessories that you want to use, and then back on the attachment screen, we're going to go ahead and hit LT, name it, and save it, and then move on to the next gun. For assault rifles, SMGs, tactical rifles, LMGs, and sniper rifles, the loadout pretty much stays exactly the same. The only thing I would say is the optic should be whatever you want it to be, as this comes down ultimately to your preference and comfort level with using that sight. The rest of the attachments I picked to optimize the damage output and mobility of each of the weapons. For the muzzle, I always use the second one, usually called the flash guard, as it has no drawbacks. I always use the final barrel. Usually it's called the task force barrel, but sometimes it's called something different depending on the weapon. Then the ember sighting point for maximum hipfire accuracy, as well as increasing our blue salvage drops. For the underbarrel, I like to use the bruiser grip, as we get increased movement speed with no drawbacks. The highest capacity fast mag that you have available. And then for the handle, I use the second to last one, and the stock as well, I use the second to last one. This is just what I have found to be good, so go ahead and give it a try and let me know what you think. One other thing I wanted to mention before we move on is that you can update these mods at any time by going to a Create a Class, choosing the weapon you want to update, and then hitting the bumper to tab over to custom mods. This will fill the Create a Class with the weapon you picked, all of the attachments you chose, and any camos or accessories you saved with it as well. Then you can just modify it, and when you're done, click LT like before, but go ahead and choose Update Mod to save the changes. This is really good if you have a weapon that is not max level and missing attachments, and once you have them leveled up or finally unlock everything, you can go back and add in whatever you were missing before. You can also take an existing mod and change it up and then save it as a new mod if you want to have a couple of different options. And then to delete a mod, you just set it back to the class like before, hit LT for custom mod options, and then select delete mod at the bottom of the list. Now this only leaves two classes to go over, and that is pistols and shotguns. All of the launchers, melee weapons, and special weapons, with exception to the crossbow, cannot have attachments added and therefore cannot have custom blueprints made currently. For pistols, it comes down to whether you are going to use just one or if you want to dual wield them. Either way, you do not need an optic sight, and we can use the same attachments as before: the flash guard, task force barrel, ember sighting point, and high capacity fast magazine. If you are just using one pistol traditionally, then use the second to last grip. Otherwise, remove the grip and choose the dual wield option from the stock category, as there is no aiming down sight when holding two pistols. Finally, let's talk about shotguns. Arguably the best class of weapons in Cold War zombies. A lot of people have complained about shotguns dominating the scene, but as an old school zombies player, I'm happy to see shotguns get the power that they deserve. In older games, they always felt like they were just worse than any other gun in the game, and you were better off with an LMG or AR because you needed to farm points. This is not the case in Cold War, and all three shotguns are actually amazing, and each of them is unique, requiring slightly different loadouts to accommodate these differences. The Howler is a powerhouse, the Gallo is a good all-purpose gun, and the Street Sweeper, in my opinion, is the best of both worlds. For the Howler, I like to run the Flash Cone for equipment drops, Task Force Barrel for maximum damage, Ember Sighting Point, 8-round magazine, and the Marathon Pad for maximum mobility. For the Gallo, I run the Infantry V-Choke for tighter ADS spread, Reinforced Heavy Barrel for increased fire rate and range because the Gallo becomes fully automatic when it's pack-a-punched, and this barrel puts out more damage than the Task Force Barrel. And then again, we're using the Ember Sighting Point, the 12-round magazine, and the Marathon Stock. Now for the Street Sweeper, it ends up being a blend. It has lower damage than the other two, but is fully automatic right off the bat, so we do want the V-Choke for a tighter ADS spread, the Task Force Barrel to maximize our damage output, and then Ember Sighting Point, 18-round drum, and Marathon Stock to maximize mobility. Now that you have all your custom blueprints set, they are ready to be used in game. For this, just pull out the weapon you want to apply the blueprint to, press start, tab over to custom mods, and select the one you save. I've noticed recently that it can be a little buggy, so if it looks like you've got the wrong sight or just doesn't look right, then go ahead and apply it again and it should work just fine. I personally have never had to apply it more than twice to get it to work, and hopefully Treyarch will fix this soon. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. All that matters is how well you use the gun itself and not what attachments you put on it. I'm sure a lot of you didn't want to hear that, but unfortunately, it's the truth. Take the time to try new things and experiment with them, and when you find something that you like, stick with it and master it. I'm sure you all have heard the saying that a jack of all trades is a master of none, and that statement holds true here as well. I've gotten plenty of remarks on my skills in zombies, and honestly, half of it is because I picked a handful of weapons that I liked and stuck with them. When I play outside of my comfort zone, I struggle, and I know that some of you have seen this on my streams when I'm grinding Dark Ether Camo for new guns. And that's pretty much it right there. If you haven't gone and made a custom blueprint for every weapon in Cold War, then you're sleeping on this amazing feature. With us just starting the second half of Cold War's lifespan, I think we can still expect to see a lot of new and interesting content coming our way, as well as plenty of weapons for us to experiment with and play around with. If there are any guides, tips, or tricks that you guys want to see in a video, then make sure you let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.